Woohoo! Yeah, we got some liveness, I think, happening here. Are we live? Is this thing on? Hello, Hugh. Hello, Tim. Thanks for being here, guys. Hope you guys are doing well. Just had a fun live gig last night that we did over here in beautiful Northeast Oregon. Had some nice weather. It was quite nice out last night. We had a beautiful, beautiful day. Let's change this. Change the. Okay, so I'm gonna move stuff around here a little bit. Me being unprepared and all. Yeah. So there we go. So got some new amp sims. I've known a lot of people that have amp sims. Given I have recommended some to folks. I know Hugh is running a Archetype Nolly. Tim, I don't know if you're also running an amp sim, if you're still here. But kind of fun to be able to explore with these things. It's also really nice when your guitar's in tune. So. Yeah, very nice. Found a new one that I really enjoyed messing with. Obviously, I'm a big fan of the N company, and I think Nolly Norgood has. I'm going to turn my headphones around because they're backwards. Look at that. I think Nolly has done a great job capturing these things and has really given us all a really great product to use for our recording process. And yeah, Very nice. It sounds really nice. Really digging it. I'm just using a very small portion of this plugin right now. Let you. Let's see if I can. Yeah, you can kind of see what I'm up to here. We'll make this a little bit bigger, I think. Can I make this bigger? Yeah. We'll give you a little better look at that. You don't need to see my mug necessarily. Can I make this taller? No. Yeah, I can. There we go. There we go. Yeah. I think I've got on this plugin right now, I've got a compressor on it, and it's got which I really had this set up for recording lead guitar, and I've got some effects here that I can turn on with the push of a button. There's my chorus on and off, and my delay on and off, and my reverb on and off. So we'll just kind of run through these real quick. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Neural DSP has a 50% off sale going. That's pretty cool. Thus, welcome to my world. I work hard and I save my money, and I had a little extra cash in the bank, so I went ahead and threw some money at some new amp sims. Now, I have to say that I have way too many, way too many of these things. So it's a rabbit hole that I probably have gone a little overboard with the amount I have, but it's definitely worth it, man. This thing really sounds great. And it's just right now, all it is the amp. I have no doubler on it. I'm not transposing my guitar, just going straight mono into the amp head. The only effect, and in fact, I'll go in and turn this off right now. I'm going to turn the compressor off. I don't have that assigned to a foot control, although I could. Many Vibes, hello. Well, this is new. Hey, thank you. My futon is pretty comfy, man. Welcome. Matt Bodner, but we were only using you for a couple for our recordings. Yeah, cool. Yeah, they're awesome for recording. So many ways to use them. And yeah. And Hugh, you hit that statement that you just made. Cheers. Better than having, yeah, too many amp sims. The one that I know that Hugh has, the Archetype Nolly, is very versatile. Excuse me, I'm gonna kind of slide back a little bit and get my keyboard out of the way. Kind of had to hurry today. There we go. Let's shed some light on this situation too. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for the comments on the guitar. It was a good conversation piece last night at a gig that I played. It was really super fun. A lot of really awesome people. Some really amazing guitar players were there last night, and it was all for a very good cause. And we just had a wonderful time with that. People were buying pastries. It was funny. I don't go to rodeos. I don't really like that stuff just because of the cruelty that those poor animals are put through. But it was fun to listen to an auctioneer last night to try and keep tabs on what the hell these people were buying these cakes and pastries and pies and stuff. Holy smokes, you guys! They raised some dough last night, so that was pretty spectacular display of community support for some young people who are that are having some health issues. I got to meet one of them last night, a young lady, and she's just a sweetheart. A good friend of ours that a few of you that I know, Timothy, that is a top secret. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to share that info with you. The wiring on this is very, very custom, and I want to keep things that way. Thank you for the compliment on my plants. I did save a few of them from the house fire that I was a part of here a few months back. Yeah, that is a shamrock, and then I've got a couple of good old spider plants, and then back here in my kitchen I've got a wandering Jew and a aloe vera plant above that, which you can barely see due to the video settings. Yeah, thanks. That's very cool. So I'm going to take this little backing track that I just made for a ride, and I hope that, let's see, let me see if I can do this. Yeah, I think this is a good angle. I'm going to go ahead and turn the compressor back on, and turn some delay on. We'll turn some chorus on. And some reverb. So now we've got a nice, nice wet sound, and also I have at my disposal and I also have a gate. My guitar is triggering a compressor on my vocal microphone so that when I'm playing, the pick noise in the room doesn't get picked up by the microphone. So anytime my guitar is making noise, it definitely hushes the microphone. So if I try and talk while I'm playing, you probably won't hear me. So let me take this little backing track that I made. A good friend of mine asked me about recording a piece of music that was what was his word, like unforgettable, and so I composed this. I wrote this yesterday morning and kind of messed around with it a little bit and played some solos over the top of it and did some things like that. But I think this is one that somebody might listen to decide whether or not it's as totally fucked up as I think it is. And this does this piece of music does take us all for a bit of a modal ride. So I'm going to leave the VST up here so you can see when I'm using my wah pedal. And I probably will just leave things pretty much alone with respect to turning effects on and off. My MIDI controller is real simple. It's called a Live Logic, made by Blackstar. I basically have a pedal board at my feet. I should have brought a camera home that I could have pointed at this to show you. I have the Blackstar Live Logic MIDI controller that lets me step on a button. If I step on number 4, if you watch the wah pedal, it's inactive right now. If I step on number 4, it's active, and I can control it with a, what is it called? It's a Source Audio Expression pedal is what it's known as. So it's programmed to track, and it tracks absolutely fantastic. So the combination of these two pedals really makes stuff nice. So I'm going to go ahead and run through this, and let me fix my hair real quick because my hair is looking really stupid. Yeah, is that better? Yeah, Hue, it's a Blackstar Live Logic, not tragically expensive, and really, really works well. It's very responsive, and it does everything I want it to do inside of Reaper. It controls all of the effects, any effect inside of Reaper. And, if you wanted to automate some delays or the mix of a delay over a vocal track, you can totally do that. So I'm going to go ahead and run through this one time. I'm going to go ahead and record this. So if I hit a bad note, we'll go. So hopefully y'all will enjoy this piece of music. There's a little click track to kind of get us locked in. It's primarily an A Lydian mode riff, which is also E Ionian mode, which is also C sharp Aeolian mode, which becomes A flat Dorian mode. So here we go. I'll bring my headphones up a bit. Yeah, pretty damn inspiring to be able to play through an amp that sounds like that. Holy smokes. That was super fun. Hi, Charlie. Welcome. Uh, vibes don't see. I want a donut. Very nice. Um, yeah, cool. The amp sim that I'm playing through right now is it's a John Petrucci signature amp sim, and I don't. Oh, let's see if I can. I'll just make this amp sim fill up the screen. So there it is in all its glory. I think I can make it a little bit bigger. Let's make it large. Yeah. So, and one of the effects that I really wasn't. Thanks, Preston. Yeah, I don't do lives much anymore. It's gotten too plugged up with a bunch of bullshit, so it's kind of funny. I try and do educational stuff. This amp sim has this doubling effect on it, which is really super. Yeah, so we've got, yeah, so just dry, right? Pretty killer sound, but it's got this doubler function on it. So now, get that doubling effect, or just keep it straight up the middle, basically mono. The only thing stereo in this effect with it without the doubler turned on is the delay effects, which I have set to be panning. But there's certainly a monstrosity of other um, and then another clean. And with all these amp sims, you can see where the amp is set up. And currently I'm on the default setting, I believe, on this. And I've gone through and tweaked them a little bit. And I can certainly turn on the delay effect. So we're on the second amp sim, and here's the third one, which is more of a crunch. And there's quite a volume difference on that, and I believe that has to do with the master volume being turned up on that other amp sim. So I'll go through these and bring these up just a bit. So we've got pretty close to pretty close. Yeah, lots of stuff going on. And I have a tap tempo function for my delay. So I've got a pedal down here on the floor that, as long as the delay is set for sync being off, I can tap a button. You can hear the delay. All right, that's a great question, Timothy. And yeah, absolutely. We'll go to the amplifier, and in this, so this is pretty high gain. This is definitely not AC/DC or Zeppelin, but again, this is a knob. The gain knob on most amp sims is not something most guitar players even realize exists. And it's often a good idea to turn it down a little bit. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, we can tweak that. It's still a little bit gainy. Let's see this. I'm not 100% certain. There we go. There we go. And this tight function actually, it's kind of nice to use on a guitar amp or on a solo. That's still a bit high gainy for an AC/DC tune. And also, you know, when you're going for the tone of a band that you like, it's probably not a bad idea to play a guitar that they play. So we'll go ahead and grab the good old, let's see, we'll grab the, let me see if I can make this, I'll make this smaller. What do you think? Didn't Angus play an SG? Yeah, I think he did. And I don't know where this thing is tuned. Let's see, should be standard. I think it is. So it's dropped. Now, of course, I've got a multitude of other amp sim. So let's look at the second amp sim here, which has a gain control. So it's very clean. Now, my understanding is that one of these sims, I believe this one, is designed to use a piezo pickup. And get you some good acoustic sounds. And then this amp sim, and forgive me if I'm wrong, I don't know, I haven't done all the work in watching other people. I'm learning as I go. I don't have a single guitar with a piezo in it. I do have an acoustic guitar with a pickup in it, so I'm kind of anxious to try that out. But let's see. So it sounds like things are sounding okay, and we do have these pedals in front of the amplifier. So maybe let's try some open. Ooh, that's got a lot of gain on it. We'll bring the drive back, and the tone looks about right. We'll push the front end of that amp a little bit. So we probably just got a block. So using that overdrive pedal really helps to get it. Sounds kind of thin. So I'm wondering if we can't do this with just the amplifier. If I grab the gain knob and crank it up a bit. Boy, this amp is just super duper clean. And it's set to bright. Let's turn that bright off with the gain just cranked. That is definitely not enough grit for a classic AC/DC or Led Zeppelin type tune. But this one, I believe, if I bring the gain back even further, never look at the. Let's see what we got going here. So this one, man, it definitely gets some gain. So yeah, yeah. Yeah, and with these, the software can use two different amp sims. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Charlie, that is one super cool thing about about these amp sims, and that's actually a pretty simple process. All I have to do is go here and we'll just duplicate this track. So now my guitar is going into two different tracks, and we'll delete the audio that I recorded on this one. Just highlight it and delete that. And then on this track, I can we'll just turn the Petrucci amp sim off, and we'll add let's add archetype Nolly. All right, so now I've got Nolly on channel 8, and I've got, I'm sorry, I got Nolly on channel 9 and Petrucci on channel 10. And if I pan them out left and right, like so, now I've got two different guitar tones. And we can make both the amp sims clean. So I'm gonna float this window. I'm gonna float this one so you can see. Here's my there's an archetype Nolly, and then if I drag archetype, let's make these a little bit smaller. We'll make it small, and we'll make this one small. That's what she said, right? Gotta check my warnings. Saying that, I think it's telling me that my blood glucose is a little bit low. Yeah, it's not. I have a very low tolerance for allowing my blood glucose to get low. So let's put these amps the way they are in your headphones. If your headphones are hooked up left and right like mine are, and you don't have them reversed. So I've got the Petrucci amp here, and I just switched it to a clean. So I should have a good, nice clean tone. And we're gonna bring the level of the right amp up so we can get a good balance. Let me make sure. There we go. So now I've got a nice clean tone, and we'll put a little bit of delay on the one on the right. Let's turn the sync off on that, and we'll definitely ping pong it. So now what's my tempo at? Right. Put a little bit of reverb, I believe. Yeah, so there's your there's how you put two amplifiers. Now, you can put them both on the same track, but you won't have the control of the panning like I'm able to do right now. So I'm using two different tracks, and there's probably a stereo mixing VST. Not probably, there is one in Reaper that you could use. But yeah, now we've got two guitar amps and two different tones rolling. So yeah, you can totally blend them however you like. You know, and I've got them panned 100% left and right, but it's a good idea to not do that too terribly much. Just maybe make one to the left a little bit and one to the right, just a touch, 12, 15, 16%. Now then we can go into the chorus effect on the Petrucci. And then we'll add some chorus on the, just cause, oh, I don't think I have a chorus effect on the Nolly. I don't. Oh, bummer. But we could turn the modulation way up on the delay, set the mix way back, put some feedback in it, turn this on. Now we've got, right? Yeah, the A, forgive me for playing the same chord over and over again, just testing stuff. I don't even have the doubler turned on in the Petrucci plugin. So now if we could just get Reaper to work with OBS while using effects in Reaper. Yeah, you've got to have a pretty good solid computer. That might be part of the problem that you're having, or the way you're routing stuff. I use Reroute to get audio from Reaper to OBS and then out to YouTube. So I'm running OBS right now. I can change camera angles and add Reaper in. There I am, just on my. I usually have another camera. Available so that I could show you my kind of a cool, definitely a cool panning effect. So yeah, we'll go ahead and remove, I'm going to disarm the Nolly. So now all you're hearing is the Petrucci effect. It's slightly leaned to the left. I can put it all the way in the left. So that kind of fun, or just straight up dead center. And then turn on the doubling effect. It sounds really nice. Why am I not? Oh, I think I have that bypassed. Yeah, I do. So it wasn't even. So some very cool effects. Yeah, I thought you had gotten all that stuff worked out, Charlie, and I'm happy to offer you any help or advice. I can show you right now how I'm routing stuff and getting it into OBS and how it's getting out so that you guys can hear it. I think I do have a pretty badass computer with great video processing, video card and all of that. So I don't have a whole lot of hiccups when it comes to getting stuff like this to work. It does take some pretty good processing. Let's see, and currently my CPU is 0.3% being used right now in OBS, and we'll view the where is it? Performance meter. So right now in Reaper, 3.12%, and if I push play, I'm up at so you can see here my CPU usage when I push play. It's only at 3%, so I've got a lot of headroom. Yeah, Charlie, I'd be happy to try and help you see if we can't get your stuff up and running. It would be really fun for you to be able to do some live streams and and have the confidence to know that your stuff's going to work. I can't promise that. Um, yeah, and there's, like Preston's pointing out, there's so many different ways that people have their audio getting into their broadcast. If you've got an external pedal board or something like that, like a Helix or you know a, a quad cortex or something, you're not using any CPU on your computer to get your audio sounds, which but you've got to have you got to be sure, especially if you're running, in my experience, and I have an older machine that I can run Neural DSP plugins on, and it doesn't have any trouble. It's an old i5. It's a 10-year-old computer, and it doesn't have much trouble with it. But there are definitely ways to route your audio to get audio from your DAW to OBS. And my favorite one to use is using the OBS ASIO input capture and using reroute inside of Reaper to get the audio from Reaper to, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. In fact, I'll show you. Here we go. Let me clear a couple of these windows here so I can share this stuff with you. So I'm going to pull my, let me see, Reaper. Okay, so here's Reaper. I'm going to bring my OBS window. Oh, I think I can now. Can I do that? Yeah, I think I can. So I'm going to have to see what happens here. Yeah, so here's my OBS window, and this plugin right here is how I'm using Reroute ASIO in a stereo format, and I'm using channels 3 and 4 inside of OBS. So that's my plugin ultimately that I'm using to get the audio from Reaper. And we'll go up here to my master bus. I'm not even showing my master bus, which is kind of weird. In my master bus, I have Reroute 3 and 4 selected as a hardware output, and that sends the audio to OBS. Yeah. Yeah, you should have no trouble doing this, Charlie, to be honest with you. That should be absolutely no trouble at all for you. So if you are having issues with getting audio into OBS, I'm guessing it's simply due to your routing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and probably audio interface. I don't know what audio interface you're using, but yeah, that's an interesting issue to have with a computer. Yeah, I just use an old second gen 18i20. I could do this with a 2i2. In fact, I could do it with yeah, I have to have 2 audio channels inputs on my audio interface, but I could do all of this with a 2-channel audio interface. I do have a Behringer, like a $50 audio interface. Yeah, the Behringer audio interface uses ASIO for all, correct, for your driver? Am I correct in that assumption, Charlie? In fact, I know it does. I have it, and I use it at my shop quite often. I'm able to run through all of the amp sims that I own at my workbench at work through a Behringer, whatever, the 2-channel cheap, man. It's $50. Yeah, and that's Timothy, I'm on your side of that argument, definitely. ASIO for all is definitely not the most efficient. It's definitely not the most efficient audio driver. I would highly, highly recommend that Charlie, you consider, and I realize a lot of times it comes down to money, which is why a lot of guys don't use a Scarlett or a Universal Audio. But the Focusrite drivers that I've been using for years, have been absolutely fantastic. That's Focusrite is what I've used. Now, that's not to say that there aren't problems, but the problems are almost always, not almost, they are always because of user error. And that's God's honest truth, man. You make a change and things get weird, wonky. It's because of something that you've done most of the time. Yeah. ASIO. You have a used ASIO. Yeah, I don't know. Haven't, maybe. Um, yeah, I've got a 12 core i7 processor, but my video card eats up. I mean, I only have 16 gigs of RAM, but it's new RAM, so yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the 2i2 yeah, it seems to use. You should know, Charlie, that's an important thing to know is if you're using ASIO for all, that I don't know why Behringer does that. It's probably a big reason why their sound cards are so affordable. No, Charlie, that's fine. I was just it's AmpSim Sunday, and I got nothing better to do. I got to show off my AmpSim and play a little bit, and I'm happy to help you try and figure that out. It'd be great if you were at home, but and it seems like Justin was telling me that he was trying to help you and just having, kind of, sounded like you were kind of beating your head against the wall. And I've helped a lot of folks work this stuff out. Some people make it way too complicated with routing and all that such stuff, and they want to use their. So. My knees hurt. Welcome, brother. I have a Focusrite Solo. It works. Because it uses an ASIO driver, and that's I'm 99% certain that is the reason. ASIO for all is it's a weak it's a weaker way to get your audio to and from OBS. Yeah, Preston, I have no idea how you're doing what you're doing because you've got a mixing board involved and it's a USB drive and ta-da, plug it in and go. Yeah, my stuff, my knees hurt. It sounds like you are in the same boat I am where you just use your old ASIO driver and yeah. Charlie, there's proof because your Scarlett 2i2 3rd gen is using an ASIO driver and the Behringer is using the ASIO for all driver, and there's your problem. It's great to have all those extra channels, and there might be a way around it, but I have another buddy here that's using what is it, a PreSonus It's like a 4-channel PreSonus interface, and he's having all sorts of trouble with it. And I'm convinced it's ASIO for all. And I've had issues with my Behringer 2-channel Behringer UM2 or whatever it is at my shop. It doesn't work as confidently as the Scarlett 2i2, which I recently gave that to a friend so they could, yeah, be using a tape. Yeah. Yep. There you go. That's a great idea. Yeah, I think Charlie, I think the problems that you're experiencing are from not using a true ASIO driver for your audio, which I you know I've used both. I know I'm getting a little quiet. I'm getting a little bit too far away from my microphone. Um, yeah, hi Brad. Um, yeah, the problem that Charlie's having is definitely his driver. ASIO for all is just not a. I would never have recommended you buy that Behringer audio interface. For doing multi-channel tracking and things like that, you're way, and I know they cost more. I don't know, the 1820 Behringer device, what is it, $300 or something like that. Dude. Yeah, Timothy, I think you're absolutely right. ASIO for all, it's not the best thing in the world, for sure. I don't know if you could make it work. I honestly, I don't know. You might be able to. Yeah. ASIO is legacy software. If you can't avoid it, do so. How many live streams are using, I mean, how many people own a Focusrite audio interface? I would caution you about offering advice like that, Preston, especially on my stream. Uh, ASIO has been bulletproof for me for well over a decade. Yeah, I don't fully understand that comment. Yeah, yeah. Timothy, thanks for dropping in. Yeah, that's bullshit. What you just typed on my live stream is absolute fucking bullshit, brother. ASIO is the most reliable, unless there's new stuff out there, which there may be. There might be other drivers, but telling people to avoid ASIO is telling people to do stuff. You know, it's advice like that kept certain streams from uh, broadcasting in stereo. Um, uh, Tremor, that's a great question. I currently am. There are two that I really have really fallen in love with, the clean tones. One is Archetype Nolly. It's a fantastic. It's got a fantastic clean amp in it, and I don't know what amp it simulates, and I really don't care with regard to that. Um, the other one is the new John Petrucci signature. It has got a beautiful clean amp tone on it, and it's got a portion of it that's dedicated to using a piezo pickup. So And and Trimmer, let's see, yeah, Trimmer there, they do have a 50% off sale right now, which to my knowledge, it's the cheapest you can buy um, the plugins for at any time of year. Yeah. My knees hurt right now. Now is the time if you're going to purchase one. Um, Now's the time to do it. You're not going to find them. I don't think we ever see them cheaper than this. Um, so I you can also do some footwork on your own. They do offer 14-day trials, and currently the date is it's April 23rd, so they're on sale for another 7 to 8 days. So I would recommend getting in there and downloading a demo of a couple of them. Now, um, the Tone King is also one of those amp sims that they've made, which I've never demoed it that I'm aware of. That supposedly offers some. Uh, yeah, today's the 23rd. That offers an edge of breakup, which probably gives you the old deluxe type sounds. I better be careful about um, talking about amp sims or amps because we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but definitely the Petrucci plugin has just an absolutely gorgeous clean tone. Um, and a lot of the tones that we talk about, really a lot of it depends on the type of guitar or guitars that you're using. Um, my Strat, which is the one that I play 90% of the time, uh, the um, because it has humbuckers and single coil options in it, and it just really works great for demoing the different amp sims. So uh, the Petrucci, man, it's got a really fun wah pedal function on it. Um, yeah, my knees hurt. That's funny because I do that quite often. I'll just like the Petrucci um, this amp sim. I didn't really care about the gain and the chorus effects and all the other stuff. What I loved about it is the wah pedal, and you can put it in front of, say, Archetype Nolly or Gojira, and just use the wah pedal, turn everything else off, and it plays so nicely um, with other amp sims. If you're using multiple amp sims on a single track, so I can go in and use the wah pedal on Petrucci and have it in front of Nolly or Gojira and get that beautiful wah pedal. It's really a nice setup. Um, so, but yeah, the Petrucci has got a beautiful clean tone. I mean, clean as glass. And I always go back to the cleanest amp, basically, and loudest amp ever made is a Fender Twin uh, Reverb, and I have to assume that that amp has been uh, modeled in several of the Neural DSP clean tones. Um, yeah, Metal Zone. Yeah, brother. I don't own a Metal Zone. I should. My head should be on the chopping block for saying that, but I don't. I've got enough amp sims that the Metal Zone pedal I can accomplish it Although I don't know if any of my amp sims I can make sound as shitty as a Metal Zone, but I'm just saying that in humor. Um, yeah. Nolly and Petrucci have very, very beautiful, clean amp sims. And, to be honest, fuck it, just put a cab IR on a dry guitar patch and there's a good clean tone for you. Um, yeah, if you've got pedals, I mean, I have my old pedal board sitting here ready to go. I can run through pedals if I want, but I've got enough amp sims at this point that I've got a pedal board and a MIDI controller that really makes stuff a lot of fun. It does limit me to having basically 6 on and off buttons, so basically 6 pedals that I can turn on and off. But I can also run prior to my audio interface here. I can run through my pedal board and have a couple of overdrives and a phaser and things like that that I can activate. That's so I've got there's tons of options when you have a DAW that you're able to run. And I'm using Reaper right now. My voice is coming through Reaper, and I've got some effects on that keep the noise floor down. Yeah, my knees hurt. You are absolutely right. Um, you can buy pedals till the cows come home, and you may never be happy. That's definitely a rabbit hole that can get expensive, and it's not like the neural stuff. The fact that they allow you to download and use their amp sims and all of the pedals that come with them for 14 days gives you an opportunity to test stuff out, unlike foot pedals. You got to buy it, wait for it to show up in the mail, try it out, and then send it back to Sweetwater or whatever you bought it from. I think Neural has nailed it. They've built a very good business model, and they definitely work. I'm a big proponent. There's a lot of people that own their plugins, and I'm happy to say that I've sent people that direction. So, like pedal games, yeah. I have shelves of pedals and a big old board down here. I've spent a lot of money on pedals, but that's where my money goes. I don't buy drugs. I don't drink. I don't. My apartment's not decked out with a bunch of fancy little mirrors, and I'm not married. And I don't have children, so I can put my money where my mouth is, and I've done it. Um, um, what I need for the front of my amp. I do want a chorus delay and reverb pedal. Yeah. Chorus delay and reverb. Probably the TC Electronics, what is it? Flashback. That would give you pretty much everything that you just mentioned. And you could get a Flashback Mini, which has a modulating delay effect. So I think they're about $70. A bunch of plugins and amps. Yeah, some are limited. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've used Cakewalk. I'm a Reaper cult follower, if you will. Um, yeah, cool. Yeah, choruses are. I mean, you can download a schematic for the old C2. Um, yeah, that is something I am not going to do. I don't have enough time for it. I'm rewarded. Well, what I can say about building pedals is that I'm rewarded enough with my field of work that I can buy them. So it seems like it would be a fun hobby to have, but um, I'm not building pedals. I do modify ones. I've got two modded. I've got my good old TS9 that has that I've done a mod on, and then my Phase 90 also has a mod in it, which makes it ultimately the mod just makes it a little bit more wet in my signal path when I'm using my pedal board. And I'm actually currently in the midst of repairing several amplifiers. Man, it is the amplifier season at work. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guitar amps at my shop that are in for service. So I'm the service amp repair guy. I'm not the new construction guy. And I have one that I need to build. So very busy with amps and such. Yeah. So free time, yeah. Yeah, I've got a small stone too that is not currently on my pedal board. I'm using the old Phase 90 MXR, the script version of it. So I'm looking at it right now. The small stone is a really cool pedal. I love the fact that they have they offer the option of mix. I believe it's a mix, so you can turn the amount of the effect up and down in the pedal, which is really a nice option. So I'm gonna give this amp sim. Let me see, what do I got here? Got both Archetype Petrucci and let's see. So this is the Petrucci. I don't know. There we go. Should have some. Let's go to. Try this one more time. Okay, again. Petrucci. Petrucci. Very nice sounding amp sim. I really, really enjoy the wah pedal in that. It's really nice. And it really. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I'm in an apartment building, and look at this. The sun is coming out. Oh, that is so awesome. It's just beautiful. And just so y'all know, my buddy Fred, that little fucker has one of the best views money can't buy. Yeah, it's nice. Boy, sorry about that. That's monitor feedback, right? Yeah, my bud Fred has got one of the best views in the world. Yeah, the wah really has a nice. Let's see. The wah. We'll show you what the wah looks like. Make this nice and big. So there's the wah pedal, and I have it active. It's off right at the moment, but I can turn it on with the tap of a button. And if I turn it on, now it's on. And yeah, it's a very, very nice, well-rounded. You know, no effects, just the wah pedal in that. And you can hear it does all of the stuff that your classic crybaby wah pedal does. And I really haven't messed with this too much. We'll make this a little bit bigger. We'll make it medium, at least medium size. I don't know. Yeah, no. It just basically does the whole nice and quiet. It's how do you wah it? I'm using a expression pedal built by Source Audio, and I was going to buy a different brand of expression pedal, but this one was the one that they had available. My online, because I can't just buy one at my shop that I work for, because they only sell to the Walmarts of guitar. How do I say that and not be too much of a bonehead? But I'm not able to buy, given the fact that I work for a mom and pop shop. Yeah, dude, I have an expression pedal and a MIDI controller. And I spoke about that a little bit earlier in my broadcast. So let me pick these up so I can show you what I'm doing here. Let's see. Yeah, I should be able to pick these up and show you them. Here is my MIDI controller. It's got a really nice, solid, it's a Blackstar Live Logic MIDI foot pedal that allows me to switch channels on the amp or turn the, let's see, channel 4 I have set to activate my wah pedal on or off. It's active, now it's not active. And then my source audio, there's my wah pedal. I can assign this to be a volume pedal, and I can actually, and I'm planning on buying a second one of these. I only got one initially because of the monetary expense. So that's there. That's my wah pedal and my MIDI controller, which ultimately is my pedal board. So it gives me 6 pedals that I can turn stuff on and off with the push of a button, like most of our normal pedal boards. I'm gonna check my make sure I'm still doing good here. Where am I at? Yeah, I'm all right. It's just letting me know I'm a little bit low. I'm not dangerously low. Yeah, so that's how, yeah, I'm able to, and it doesn't, the Petrucci, I don't believe has, let's see, it doesn't have like an auto wah function in it. So that's the Petrucci plug-in right there. And it's got the wah pedal that you can definitely, if you activate it, you can move it with your mouse if you want. And you can automate the wah inside of Reaper if you want. So, hey Zach, brother, yeah. So my knees are, yeah. It's not a terribly expensive way to go about. The pedals that I've shown are not super expensive. The stuff is definitely not super spendy to get that stuff. The way I roll is I save my dollars and cents and then buy them if I need them. So that's what I've done. Yeah, my live rig, I'm not using my computer in a live performance yet. I do use my live rig is my Hughes and Kettner Tubemeister 18. Works great, looks cool. And then I have my pedal board that has a Crybaby wah that I need, and it has basically the John Petrucci setup minus all of the amplifiers and such. So yes, my live rig is of course very different. But you know, I'm able to go do a live show like I've been doing them for decades, multiple decades, 30 years I've been playing live. Yeah. Oh, yeah. My knees hurt, and I've got a new, my new Ibanez guitar there that I'm using it primarily for rhythm guitar stuff because the big reason, the big because is because it doesn't have a whammy bar. I love having a whammy bar at my disposal when I'm doing lead work, which is why my Fender Stratocaster is my primary lead guitar. And again, that one is missing the 22nd fret, which really bugs me that Fender ever did that. What a terrible, terrible mistake. All hail Leo Fender. He was a very, very smart man, but the fact that he built a guitar with 21 frets, sorry dude, you messed up. Messed up bad. That's the one thing about most, well, many Fender Strats that I am highly critical of. 22 frets. All you needed to do was add one more fret and the guitar would have been damn near perfect. Yeah. Most, I would say most Fender Stratocasters are 21 frets. I know. Oh. But that's a discussion for another day we can talk about. It's kind of like I don't know, making an 87 key um, piano. I mean, you lose that top note. Yeah, pretty sad. So yeah, it's new amp sims. The other amp sim that I picked up. Let me. I've got the Petrucci that we'll take a look at. So there's the Petrucci amp sim, and the other one that I added to my collection of amp sims is the Rebay, and it has some pretty neat stuff on it. I'll demo it here for a few moments. Really a fun one. Here's what Rebay sounds like. We need to turn on my so here's the default Rebay. Just right out of the box, that's what it sounds like. We'll turn the effects off. Yeah. So there's Rebay in all its glory, and we can turn on the what is this called? Rebay. Pretty awesome amp sim, and they've got some really cool They are pretty much knocking it out of the park. Yeah, this company right here. Bay is a very respectable guitar player. He's a great player. Does some really cool stuff. The Octaver on this one is really also a lot of fun. Really enjoying the fuzz pedal on this. And it works really nicely in front of the less high gainy amplifiers. Real classic big muff. And the overdrive is actually pretty nice on this. You want some gain. You want some gain, you can add it. Some mud, we'll crank the fuzz all the way up. Lots of crunch, tons of crunch, and tons of clean. You want a little more normal, straight up guitar. So 2 new amp sims. We've got the Rebay and then the Petrucci. Give them a try. Download the demo and demo it for 14 days and see what you think. So there you go. A couple of amp sims. I've got way too many of them at this point. So really enjoying. Love the wah pedal in the Petrucci and in the Rebay. The amp. What do you call it? The good old. What do you call it? The synth. It's kind of fun. Got some stuff you can do some. Super fun stuff. You know, it's pretty easy to turn it on and off. Octaver. What do I have going on here? Straight up, just a dry, clean amplifier with all the EQ basically set to just 12 o'clock, which is a great way to test an amplifier. Beautiful, clean. Clean tones. archetype nollie going at the same time. Just archetype Rebay. The clean amp with a pretty fun stuff. You know, the other really super cool part of this is if you want to get the old Alice in Chains. Rebay. Here's good old nollie, which I've got the delay turned on, and then you want some good old fashioned. Yep. Yeah, there's so many options with these. The nollie, one of the big reasons I love nollie so much, we'll go large with this, is that it has 4 different amplifiers. So you've got a nice clean amp. We'll turn the overdrive off. You know, you want a good old clean amp with a tube screamer in front of it. Right? Or you can have an overdriven amplifier. I must have turned this clean amp. Let's check this clean amp. Yeah, I've got we'll just make everything normal. Right? Or an overdriven amp, everything at 12 o'clock. Or a little bit more high gain. Or a really high gain. So you got a lot of options in the nollie, and very, very simple classic effects: compressor, overdrive, delay before the amplifier, or a delay after the amplifier, that you have all of these different options. You know, it's just incredible. If you want to sync it, it will sync the delay to your tempo in your DAW. You can turn the modulation on and off. You know, yeah, super fun. And you want a good old dotted eighth note. Yeah, so there's Nolly for you. I mean, it's this thing is a really kick-ass amp sim. So, on one channel on my guitar, I've got the Petrucci, the Nolly, and the Rebay amp sims. All right now. If you want to go from Nolly to Rebay, just turn it on. Now I've got a Rebay, and then if you want to go to Rebay to Petrucci, I mean, yeah, information overload indeed. And here we are. Petrucci, and here's what it looks like. There you go. I've got the wah pedal turned on. We'll turn it off. Pretty much a lot of fun. So there you go, some amp sims for y'all to think about. If you just want to hear the guitar just straight into the audio interface. Let's see, I think, what do I have going here? What do I have turned on here? Let's go to my effects. We'll turn Petrucci off, and this is just guitar. Yeah, the vibe. Let's go to Petrucci. Let's get Petrucci going. Yeah, there is a, let's see. What is it? Oh, yes, the vibe. We'll turn on some vibe in Petrucci. So this is the vibe. Let's make this straight up just clean, and we're gonna remove the any reverb. Let's see, what else? Yeah, there's a volume control in this also. So here in the Petrucci effect, you've got this phaser that will actually, you can tell it to be a vibe. Super clean, straight up clean guitar amp. Here's the amplifier, just straight up. Let's just set the EQ and presence and all the everything else just straight up 12 o'clock gain. Then we go to the vibe. So you've got the vibe. And if you want to make it a phaser, now you got a phaser. Or a vibrato. And I think if I go to let's see, if I add a let's add a guitar backing track to this. Let's see, if I go to, let's search. Let's do a backing track. I know I do backing tracks for guitar. Soulful blues groove, boogie blues groove in E. I want to find something that's not terribly long. That's 10 minutes, seven minutes. Deep Dreaming melodic backing track in G. So this is a Deep Dreaming melodic. Probably should right? There we go. Let's stop that backing track. Yeah. So a little definitely got the vibe going on. You know. What do you think of that? How's that sounding to you? If we go to a super clean kind of acoustic. Pretty super clean guitar. But let's go low. Let's go really low. Now we're super low.
Oh, now we're super low. We've got the vibe going on and the transpose going on, and now we'll turn the transpose off. Super clean, and we'll turn the vibraphone or the vibrato. And you know, Hugh, this vibrato is really, it's man, it's like a good old vibrato on a. We'll turn the delay and reverb off. And I'm gonna go over here to the reverb, and we'll turn the reverb back on. We'll turn the delay off, and now we've got just a straight up reverb. And I think that yeah, the reverb's got on this Petrucci. And you can turn the old shimmer. So if we want to make a really ambient, definitely an ambient. Yeah. Very nice. Isn't that fun? Some fun stuff. And I think, let's see. Yeah, let's just, no, this is, there we go. So there's my amp sim. With a lot of reverb. If we go to the reverb effect. And one thing, you know, I think, let's see, yeah, no, right there I can turn, believe, yeah. Super fun stuff. Turn the shimmer off. Aren't we all sick of shimmer? Woo, that's gonna go forever. Yeah, there we go. There's your, let's see, your vibrato. We've got the vibrato. We don't have the, now we got the vibrato on. Right? But we gotta have chorus. You know, you gotta have chorus in front of the amplifier, right? Right? Oh, and let's just go totally super wet effects. Let's see. Oh yeah, now let's just go super wet, super wet blues. Is that enough? Is there enough sustain? Is there enough sustain? I think there is. And we'll go back to just kind of dry. That's some crazy shit right there. And that's just the Petrucci. Good old Petrucci. Crazy. Yeah. Nice. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna head off to maybe grab a little snack. Yeah, beep 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 beep. My blood glucose is hovering right at 80, and I've gotten you guys. I've been really super disciplined about keeping my the control of my the disease that God gave me. Didn't give me anything else. I've been very diligent about it, and I'm getting beeps when my blood glucose gets down as low as 80 because I want to keep it right there at that 100 level. So I'm gonna go off and do some other things, maybe have a little snack. So hopefully maybe shed a little light on some crazy effects that are available. Yep, there it goes again. Yep, I get to listen to that. But that's my pancreas telling me I need to eat something. So you guys have a really wonderful day, and we'll see you all soon. Sometime soon, you never know. I mean, I need a haircut. I don't know which one. Thanks for hanging out, you guys. Peace.